So in this short video, I'm going to go through talking about a real problem that I have experienced myself, and a real problem that I know others have experienced of losing someone dying very close to us, desperately wanting to feel better, desperately wanting to get out of this depth of despair and darkness. And yet at the same time to think, I can't. Because if I do, then I'm not respecting that person's life that I've lost. And it feels disrespectful and not appreciating them, and not really think, it's horrible, that sense of how do I feel better? But I can't feel better, because if I do, then it means that I'm starting to forget, and I don't want to forget, and I don't want to be disrespectful to them because I still love them. And certainly noticing how I have started to move forwards with that, and conversations that I've had with other people that have been in similar situations has led me to kind of think along different lines. And this is how I think. And that is, there is this event. There is the event of the death of this person, which is far-reaching and wide impact, massive impact to me, to my children, to my brothers, my sisters, my mum, my dad, my friends, my family, to everyone. And at the time, it can feel like it's destroying us. And yet we get to a point where we can say, I want to feel better, but if I feel better, then it's like I'm not paying the respects to this event that's happened, or to that person that's died. And so, for me, an epiphanal moment was when I separated my emotions about that event from the event. So now I can say, this event happened and it was awful and it was terrible. And it may have destroyed our lives and the lives of the people that I love and the people that are close to me and the people that were close to Claire in my instance, but to anyone that's died. And I've also got my emotions and how I feel about that event. And I can change how I feel. I can change my emotions. But because they're not the event themselves, I can change how I feel and not have to change the event. So now I can say, I can move from a dark place to where I can accept, and I can begin to move forwards. And I can say that I'm moving forwards to feeling happy. And because it's the emotions that are changing, that event stays the same. So I'm not being disrespectful to this event. I'm not being disrespectful to the fact that my wife died. I'm not forgetting. I'm not trying to change the event. I'm just changing the way I feel about the event. And it still leaves the event there in all of its horror, but I can now begin to move forwards to a point where I can feel happy with life and I can move forwards. And I know that sometimes I've had this conversation with other people that have struggled with the event and how can I come to terms with that event, because coming to terms with it feels disrespectful if I change how I feel about it. But if we do that, we can change how we feel and acknowledge that the event will always be there. We can't change that. It happened. And the implications of that to everyone around, we can't change, but we can change how we feel. I hope you find that useful.